Well, get this statistic. 1 in 5 Canadians has a credit card balance larger than their savings account. That's not good. That's a lot of people, is what I'm trying to tell you here, okay? And to help us out with this, she's a personal finance educator and consumer advocate with the Financial Planning Standards Council. Kelley Keehn returns to daytime. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Great to be with you, Dylan.
It's good to have you here. You need to help some people out. 1 out of 5 Canadians, that just seems like a lot. That seems like a staggering number for people to owe more than they have saved.
Right, and that was done by the Financial Planning Standards Council and Credit Canada. And the thing is, we didn't even dig into that. We don't know if it's like $1 saved and huge amounts of debt.
Wow.
Another stat that has come out actually a number of times and has been consistent is that 50% of Canadians are $200 away from not being able to pay their bills. That's an even more scary stat, because what that means, Dylan, is that this is the #1 rule in financial planning, is that you have 3, 6, 9 months of a buffer. But if families are that stretched that they have zero and a couple $100, they're going to be in some dire straits. It's a real time for a lot of people to listen up and tighten their financial belt. Yeah.
Well, it's scary as well, because not only is it financially horrific, but I mean, health-wise, that's got to just wreak havoc on you stress-wise.
It's so interesting that you say that, because Health Canada has actually acknowledged, we've known anecdotally that financial stress causes so many different issues, but Health Canada has acknowledged, saying that yes, it causes cardiovascular issues. There's, a lot of mental distress. It can be the cause of a divorce. So, and unfortunately, so many people suffer in silence when it comes to what do you do if you're watching and this is you and you're sitting in that situation. I mean, people tell me across Canada, they don't want to call it their credit card company. They don't want to call their bank and say they don't know if they can make their mortgage payment or not. So it's really, a lot of people are suffering in silence when they're going through these issues.
Okay, so it's not just people with families. I mean, we're talking about young adults, as young as 18 years of age.
Absolutely.
They're not feeling good this time of year.
No, and young adults are coming out not really sometimes grasping for a number of reasons what credit really is. For example, I was one that made a lot of those mistakes in my 20s and had to spend my 30s atoning for it, because it's so nebulous when you're just tapping and going, and you get a credit card right out of university, things of that sort. It's so easy to just buy whatever your friends are buying and go and have a great time, and not get that you've got to pay that back, and it's double-digit interest rates.
Scary.
Very.
Get it by within your means.
Yeah.
I guess that's one tip, but you've got some other financial tips to get us in shape.
Yeah, there's really 3. So if you are going to get yourself in shape with your physical health, you would need to weigh in. You need to get a sober look at where you are. You need to count your calories, and a lot of people will get a personal trainer, they'll get a nutritionist. So that's the same thing when it comes to your financial health. You need to weigh in, Dylan. You need to open up those credit card statements, see where you sit, pull out the mortgage document, get real, and see where you're at. That's the only way you're going to change it. Then the next step is you need that buffer, you need that cushion, that emergency savings account. How are you going to do that? Where are you going to find that money? You need to count your financial calories. So spend 30 days and track every dollar that you spend, you and your family. See where you can trim the fat. There's always fat that can be trimmed. And then very lastly is get help, like that personal trainer, like the nutritionist. When it comes to your finances, you want someone like a certified financial planner to sit down with you. If that's not possible, because you don't even have the money to engage that person, then you want to see someone like a nonprofit credit counselor, Credit Canada or right across Canada. And these people are going to take away the shame, the taboo of trying to clean up your debt, what have you, and maybe some people even have collection calls. So really hard time for some people, but there's help. There's help.
Collection calls can't be much fun.
No, not at all.
Not a good time at all. How many people, into this part of the new year, have already broken their resolutions when it comes to being financially fit?
I'm surprised it wasn't more, but that survey revealed that it was 6% had already broken their financial resolutions. I'm sure every single day that's exponentially getting bigger. What a lot of people are telling me is they didn't even set any financial resolutions because they felt so bad about their situation. So, that's the thing, is just sit down with with your family, here's something people never ask is what is your debt-free day? Like maybe not your mortgage, because that's a big one, but what's your debt-free day? What's a day that you want your student loans paid off, your credit cards paid off, you want the car loan paid off, all that type of stuff, just to take that breather, and then you can work backwards. But by not even asking that question, and interest rates are starting to increase in this country, it's important that you at least ask that question and make it a possibility that you could actually be out of debt.
Okay. What are the best ways, though? I mean, quick tips to cut the fat.
Yeah, it's the awareness. It's like eating fluffy calories. You know, you can have the glass of wine and the piece of chocolate cake, but you can't have them together every single night all the time, right? There's a reckoning. It's the same when it comes with your finances. It could be, you know, you've got the Netflix and you've got the cable and everything else. Maybe something needs to be cut there. Looking at your cell phone plan can be a really big one. Entertaining out, getting yourself a slow cooker this time of year. I mean, stuff that I do myself, that's a challenge. So it's like you can still have fun, go out for lunch with friends, maybe not dinner. If you are gonna go out for dinner, have the alcohol at home, just little things that you can do. And when you also times it by 12 and see how much you're spending per month, but then how much that adds up per year, it accesses a different part of your brain that says, wow, I had no idea it was that much.
Just about 45 seconds left. So once again, who's the best person? Where should we go to get somebody that we can trust to help us with our debt?
Go to financialplanningforcanadians.ca. Lots of articles there, videos, things to ask, things to empower yourself. Again, see a certified financial planner or a nonprofit credit counselor. One of those two professionals are going to help you get in great financial shape.
Yeah. Have you kept your resolutions as far as?
Absolutely. I'm still working on them. It's always a work in progress.
Work in progress.
I'm a money girl. I love money.
Yeah,
I like talking about it, thinking about it.
Resolutions throughout the whole year. You can just keep making them, okay?
Keep doing it.
Kelley Keehn, thank you so much for being here today on Daytime.
Appreciate being
keeping
here.
us informed. And as always, we have more coming up on Daytime. This is Rogers TV.